I actually watched Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi Blackheart.
You did not.
I did. I sat and watched it, and apparently the internet fans were really crapping all over it. So I thought I'm going to watch it. I watched it on silent, so I couldn't. So the fans didn't sort of put me off. It wasn't that bad. It just looked really fake in the sense that it's really rehearsed. But it was so rehearsed, and it's Ronda Rousey, and I don't know anything about Shotzi Blackheart, but I mean, just by looking at her, she should not be dominating for long periods of time. Ronda Rousey and the one outside as well. I can't remember her name at the moment. Shayna Baszler. And she was kicking them. She was doing them both in for the majority of it, and it's like it looks fake. But as far as the execution, apart from one big blown issue, it wasn't that bad.
But it wasn't that good.
Oh, it's poo. It was rubbish. It wasn't very good, but it wasn't.
The move I saw, and I have seen two moves like this in the last 2 weeks. It's like the DDT on the apron from the outside.
Would you like to see it?
Yeah, let's watch it, and I'll tell you what went wrong with it.
Okay, Dutch, we are back, and I have to. Do you know? I end up having to sort of like say this just in case. Is we are allowed as a YouTube channel to show clips like this, even though it's copyrighted content, because we are using it, we are viewing it for the purpose of review or criticism before anyone asks. Anyway, here we go. This is a few seconds in, the volume's quite down, but for our audio-only listeners, tell us what we're seeing.
Ronda is on the outside, and Shotzi is grabbing her, and I think she's going to attempt to do. Now this is clumsy. This is clunky as hell. She's going to try to do a DDT on the outside. And if we watch it, can we watch it one more time? Watch Ronda's right hand.
She hooks the rope, doesn't she? She doesn't like.
Yeah, she's hooking the ropes. See, and that's how she let Shotzi go to the floor. This is what I think happened. I don't know if that was called in the back, or Shotzi decided to do it on the fly. But a move like that needs to be talked about. And I think what happened, I think Ronda let her go as far as she could. And I wouldn't call this a botch, because you only call a botch in what was intended to happen. Shotzi thought she's going to DDT Ronda, and Ronda had no intention of being DDT'd on that outside. She held that top rope the whole time, and when she went down, she just held it. So Shotzi took the bump in the floor. If that was called on the fly, I think finally Ronda could have agreed to it, possibly. And then at the last moment says, nope, don't feel right. And she didn't take it, which made them both look like, I don't know how bad it made them look. It just looked like, I think to most fans, it just looked like a botched move, or a move that didn't work.
That was the only botch move in the match as well. I mean, it wasn't like it was a match full of botched moves. It just looked like a load of rehearsed moves prior to the back, so I'd suggest that was planned. It just completely went wrong, but everything looked rehearsed in that match.
Well, I've been in rings with a lot of green guys, and I didn't trust them, so I wouldn't. Okay, Roman trusted Kevin Owens with the slap, standing right in front of him, and all of a sudden he almost gets a busted eardrum. This move that the girls attempted to do was much more complicated, involved a lot more moving parts, plus the inside, the outside of the ring, the ropes, the floor. I don't think those girls could do that if they had practiced it, because that is, I think Ronda's too heavy, and she's not heavy at all. She weighs what, 140 maybe?
Yeah, probably.
What does she weigh?
Yeah, I think she fought at 135.
But I don't think she's that agile to be able to make it look like a DDT. And that's a hard move. That's a very, very difficult move to pull off. And I don't blame Ronda. I mean, if there's anybody to be blamed, it's Shotzi. But you could blame Ronda a little bit. You know, if she didn't want to take it, just have her do something to her. And when she attempts to do it, reach up and poke her in the eye, something to stop it. But they went ahead and they both ended up laying there like two leftover steaks thrown out of the butcher shop when you couldn't use them anymore. But the thing, both of them laying there now, one of them has to get up. And that's downtime. Nothing's exciting. One's going to get up and you have to rebuild from that. I didn't like the move. I think that it was changed if they knew about it, which I don't think anybody would try this move without talking about it before. But I think at the last minute, Ronda said, not doing it. Not doing it. It don't feel right. And I don't blame her. If it don't feel right, don't do it.
I don't blame her at all either. I'll ask you two things because I'll forget one of them if I don't. There seems to be a lot of online hate for Ronda Rousey. I don't quite know why. But the other thing I was going to mention is when did this trend of doing moves on the apron become a thing? Because one, I don't think the fans care about it, and two, if somebody does a pile driver or DDT or whatever it is on the apron, which is meant to be the hardest part of the ring, and it still never leads to a pin anyway. So why risk it?
I think this doing stuff on the apron, I just started noticing it in the last 6 months. It's a fairly new trend. It can be like a backdrop onto the apron. And I have seen like pile drivers, boom, on the apron. But you got to be careful out there. That is the hardest part of the ring. I mean, of course, with the center probably being the softest part of the ring, if there is a soft part. But I don't know why. I think somebody was looking for something and found, probably on an independent show, one of these independents doing it. Oh, I'm going to try that too. And then somebody else saw it. And it's almost like monkey see, monkey do. But if back in the day, if somebody said, let me DDT you on the apron, well, first thing I thought, okay, where am I going to go? Because the ropes are right there. I could get tangled up in them. I don't have free reign like I would in the middle of the ring. And my answer would be not no, but hell no, I'm not doing it. Because there is even the person giving the DDT, he's got to hit it to where he goes off the floor. He's like laying back and taking a bump on the floor. So it's not so easy for the person giving it. Hey, I don't know where these moves come from, but I wish they'd cancel them because somebody's going to get hurt on that.
Yeah.
And what was your other question?
Oh, it was about Ronda Rousey. Just people seem to really hate her online at the moment. And is it just because, I don't know, I mean, people hate her in UFC?
Okay, she's supposed to be hated in WWE, but she's not hated for her character. Is that what you're saying?
It seems that people just have a real problem with Ronda Rousey, and I'm not quite sure why.
Well, if I was a producer in WWE, I would take advantage of that, all the natural heat she has, and that could work for her if they knew how to do it. See, my whole criticism of Ronda before was she would come out there smiling and, high-fiving the little kids out there. And I said that was in direct contrast to what she was trying to be in the ring. She's trying to be this big-ass hateable heel. Now, how are you going to hate somebody when they go to the ring and they're smiling and the smile looks so forced anyway, and she's high-fiving little kids? What is really to hate there? I think she just has come out and should just look at those people. Remember I talked about the presidential heat walk. She needs to do that. She needs to step out there like, I'm here. Any of you people you got a problem with it? And walk to the ring like that. Let your expression tell the story. and let the commentator say, what the hell is she in a bad mood for? Oh, she's always in a bad mood. You didn't see her before we went on the air? No, no. Oh, she's throwing stuff and paint the picture of this woman like she's not happy with nothing. And anybody and gets in her way gets the R&R treatment. Ronda Rage has that. I just coined that, Ronda Rage, R&R. But I don't know why she is hated online. I don't know. But she is not a very likable person. Even in MMA. You know, she had that face on and you're thinking, damn, I hate to be her husband. But you can make that work for you. I hope they do.